Hey y'all, this is John Trent from Bounding into Comics, and I've got some Moon Knight news for you today. If you've been sleeping under a rock, Marvel Studios took to the stage at the D23 Expo, I think it was last month, and they announced that Moon Knight would be getting his own Disney Plus television series alongside She-Hulk and Ms. Marvel. And they weren't really, they didn't really give us any kind of details on what we could expect from any of those television series. But now we are hearing some rumors about what we can expect for Moon Knight. So this rumor comes from Mikey Sutton, and he notes that the Moon Knight series will kind of be Marvel Studios' Batman, but with a mystical backdrop. That makes sense. That's kind of what Moon Knight is in the comics, so that's not anything out of the ordinary. But TiVo at Lords of the Long Box also provided some information about, some more information that Mikey Sutton dropped about Moon Knight. And he revealed the villains that Marvel Studios is talking about having in the show. So there's 4 of them. And one of those villains is going to be familiar to MCU fans. He made his first appearance in Doctor Strange and could return in Moon Knight. That villain is Dormammu. The other villains include Bushman, Morpheus, and Stained Glass Scarlet. And I will be fully honest, I had never heard of Morpheus or Stained Glass Scarlet before this. But I did some research and found out a little bit about who they are. But let's get back to Dormammu first. So Dormammu first appeared in Marvel Comics in Strange Tales number 126. He's prominently a Doctor Strange villain who is the ruler of the Dark Dimension. In the MCU, the character is still the ruler of the Dark Dimension, and he actually attempts to absorb other universes into his Dark Dimension and turn the denizens of those universes into mindless ones. He's eventually defeated. I guess defeated isn't really the right word, but he's defeated by Doctor Strange, who traps him in a time loop. Eventually, in order to get out of that time loop, Dormammu bargains with Doctor Strange in order to leave Earth alone. And that's kind of, we haven't really seen him since Doctor Strange. I'm sure we'll see him more in that Multiverse of Madness film, and it seems like we're going to see him in Moon Knight, if this rumor is to be believed. The next villain is Bushman. He shouldn't be a surprise to any Moon Knight fans. Raoul Bushman is Moon Knight's oldest villain. He first appeared in Moon Knight number 1 back in 1980. He was part of a mercenary group alongside Mark Spector, who becomes Moon Knight. When the group come along 2 Egyptian archaeologists, Bushman led a number of the mercenaries in an attempt to steal Egyptian gold they had uncovered. Spector attempts to stop him, but miserably fails. Bushman goes on to beat him within an inch of his life. Spector then receives a supernatural visit from Khonshu and becomes Moon Knight. Moon Knight then hunts down and kills Bushman, but he is eventually resurrected by the Hood using Dormammu's powers, and attempts to create an army with lobotomized patients at Ravencroft, and then he's had multiple encounters with Moon Knight since then. So Morpheus is also a classic Moon Knight villain. He first appeared in Moon Knight number 12 in 1981. He contracted a deadly viral infection and reached out to Dr. Peter Alron, I'm probably saying that wrong, in order to try and help him cure that infection. So in order to do that, Alron prescribed an experimental drug which transformed Robert Markham, who becomes Morpheus, into Morpheus. So not only is he physically transformed, but he no longer needs to sleep, and he now has psionic powers. After being transformed, he attempts to seek revenge against the good doctor who was trying to cure him. And in the process of doing so, he comes face to face with Moon Knight, and the two have a fun battle, and obviously, being a villain, he loses. That leaves us with Stained Glass Scarlet. So she's also another Moon Knight villain. She first appeared in Moon Knight number 14. Her real name is Scarlet Fasanera. She's an ex-nun who became a vigilante after being forced to kill her criminal son. After she killed her criminal son, she becomes a vigilante and hunts down the criminals who brought her son into a life of crime. While hunting down these criminals, she also comes across Moon Knight, who tries to stop her, from murdering these people, but she doesn't, and actually allows her to escape. What's interesting is she would continue to hunt down criminals on the streets of Brooklyn with a crossbow, and but she has this really interesting psychic connection with Moon Knight that allows her to communicate with him if she concentrates hard enough. So that's actually really interesting. So she might actually kind of be like Huntress in Arrow. So she has that kind of relationship with Moon Knight. So what's really, if these rumors pan out to be true, it definitely looks like Marvel Studios will be drawing heavily on the 1980s Moon Knight run from Doug Moench, Bill Sienkiewicz, and Jim Shooter, who was the editor-in-chief at Marvel at the time. So I'm interested in what you think. Are you looking forward to seeing these villains show up in the Moon Knight Disney Plus series? Are there any you want to see that haven't been mentioned yet? Who do you think would be a really good Moon Knight villain? Would you even want to see him cross over with any other street-level Marvel characters? Do you think maybe we'll see Ms. Marvel and She-Hulk kind of also involved with Moon Knight? Let me know your thoughts by leaving a comment below. If you like this video, please give it a like and make sure to subscribe to see more. Also, if you could hit that bell to get notifications, I'd really appreciate it. My name is John Trent, and you've been watching Bounding Into Comics. Until next time.